Hi, I'm Bill Weimer. We're talking about the safe and proper selection and use of consumer fireworks. We'd now like to talk about reloadables. A reloadable is a kit containing a tube and 6 or more shells. The tube is designed to be loaded with a shell, fired, and then reloaded with a second shell, hence reloadables. Typically, the way a reloadable works is that you have a tube and then you have a series of separate shells. You take the shell, you load the shell all the way down to the bottom of the tube and hang the fuse over the top, and then you have an opportunity to light the fuse. The functionality is the exact same functionality as the preloaded tubes, so you put your bricks on either side and you block it. And then when you're ready to reload the shells, there are some special rules you have to follow. First of all, when you reload, you should take the tube, shake it out, make sure any loose debris in the bottom of the tube is out. Secondly, obviously, if there's any smoldering, any smoke coming out of the tube, you don't use it until the smoke is over. You should wait a minimum of 30 to 45 seconds between shots before you reload a reloadable tube. As you can see from comparing this shell to some of the other shells, the shells come in different sizes. So it's very important not to mix up the tubes and the shells. You should only use the tube that is designed to be used with the particular shells. The laws are very specific about how reloadables can be sold, and they must be sold one tube with a maximum of 12 shells. You cannot buy the tubes separately, you cannot buy the shells separately. If you are offered those products separately, somebody is making an illegal transaction. Some shells will have more than one break produced from one shell. You can have up to 5 breaks in one shell. Never reuse a shell that fails to light the first time. If you attempt at ignition and it fails, dispose of the shell, soak it in water, and get rid of it. Under no circumstances should you attempt to reuse it. A couple nevers with shells: never ignite a shell outside of a tube. That is unbelievably dangerous, and never attempt to take a shell apart. It's very important between shooting your reloadable shells that once you shake the debris out of the tube after you've shot one shell, it's very important that you recheck your bracing to make sure your bracing is secure. Now that we understand the basics about reloadable tubes, let's move on to aerial repeaters.